Hello everyone, welcome back to Jikook Moments. Can a few seconds of video footage and one simple testimony really prove all the theories circulating within the fandom? Or do the facts actually tell a very different story from the narrative many people have been believing? In today's video, we'll discuss the facts behind the latest BTS controversy, the testimony of someone who worked directly with the members, and the recent video of Jungkook, Taehyung, and Jimin that has once again sparked various speculations. So make sure to watch until the end because there is a lot of important context that many of you may not know. Recently, various debates have resurfaced within the BTS fandom after translations and video clips allegedly related to member interactions began circulating online. As often happens, short clips taken without full context quickly developed into widespread speculation, fueling lengthy discussions across social media. That's why it's important to look at the entire situation before jumping to conclusions. One of these debates began when BTS returned to South Korea. During an airport arrival, a reporter asked Jungkook and Taehyung about the masks they were wearing. Jungkook answered the question, and based on various translations and explanations available, the conversation was simply about the masks they had on. However, over time, some people began interpreting the exchange beyond its original context, leading to theories that were not supported by clear evidence. After reviewing multiple sources and videos from different angles, it appears that most of the confusion stems from interpretations that do not fully align with the original context of the conversation. The clips being shared often fail to show the entire situation, creating room for excessive speculation. When all available material is viewed as a whole, the picture that emerges is far simpler than many of the claims circulating on social media. Amid this debate, a story emerged from someone who had previously been involved in a BTS and Oreo collaboration project. Unlike many fandom discussions that are often filled with theories and assumptions, this individual simply shared his personal experience working alongside BTS. He was not promoting any particular pairing, trying to prove any theory, or attempting to influence fans' opinions. He was merely recounting what he personally witnessed while working in the same environment as the members. Interestingly, his observations were not limited to Jungkook and Jimin. He also shared his impressions of the entire group. According to him, Namjoon had an incredibly strong leadership presence. Jin and Suga appeared calmer and more reserved. He also described various dynamics he observed during the project, including how the members interacted with one another outside the spotlight. However, out of everything he shared, the part that attracted the most attention involved Jungkook and Jimin. According to his account, the two frequently spent time together, joking around, laughing, playing, and interacting very comfortably. He recalled moments when Jungkook teased Jimin, played harmless pranks, and sparked reactions that made Jimin laugh or join in on the fun. For many fans who have followed BTS for years, this description sounded completely normal. It aligns with what has been visible for years through official BTS content, documentaries, live streams, variety shows, and behind-the-scenes footage. What became interesting was the reaction from some people. Instead of treating it as a normal observation, certain individuals began questioning his experience. Some suggested that he might have remembered incorrectly, mistaken one member for another, or that he was actually talking about someone other than Jimin. In response to these doubts, the man clarified his statement more than once. He repeatedly confirmed that he was indeed talking about Jimin and that there had been no mistake. Yet even after those clarifications, some people continued to question his account. Ironically, someone who was physically present and directly witnessed the situation was considered less credible than assumptions built from edited clips or fan interpretations on social media. The main story was never solely about Jungkook and Jimin. He shared experiences involving all the BTS members. Yet some people ignored most of what he said and focused exclusively on his comments regarding those two members. This reaction is notable because the public has witnessed Jungkook and Jimin's close friendship for years. They trained together, performed on global stages, traveled together, participated in countless programs, and worked on numerous documented projects. Their relationship has consistently appeared natural, comfortable, and genuine. That's why it was surprising that when someone outside the fandom shared observations that matched what fans have seen publicly for years, some people reacted as if the information were controversial. Another contradiction is equally apparent. If the same story had involved Jungkook joking around with another member, many people would likely have found it amusing and celebrated the moment through posts and fan edits. However, because the story involved Jimin, the same interaction became the subject of intense scrutiny and lengthy debate. Over the past several months, some individuals have continued promoting the narrative that Jungkook and Jimin's chemistry has disappeared, that they are no longer close, or that they intentionally keep their distance from one another. Yet their activities following military service seem to paint a different picture. They have appeared together on several occasions, participated in shared content, held live streams, and been involved in new projects that once again showcased their familiar dynamic. It is true that years of romantic rumors may have made them more cautious about displaying certain interactions publicly. However, being more private on camera does not automatically mean that a friendship or close bond has disappeared. Those are two very different things. In fact, the man's testimony reinforces the impression that, based on what he personally witnessed, Jungkook and Jimin continued to interact naturally and comfortably. He did not observe awkwardness, tension, or distance between them. Instead, he saw laughter, teasing, playful moments, and spontaneous interactions occurring repeatedly. He also shared another experience involving Jimin, Jungkook, and Chu Sunghoon during a filming schedule. Before recording began, Jimin and Jungkook were in a waiting room with staff members. The man happened to be working at the reception desk, and a CCTV monitor in front of him displayed the waiting area. He emphasized that he was not intentionally watching them. The area was simply visible on the monitor directly in front of him during work. Even so, from these accidental observations, he formed a noteworthy impression. According to him, Jimin and Jungkook's dynamic behind the scenes appeared exactly the same as what fans have seen in official BTS content. The two seemed very comfortable around each other, frequently joking, teasing, and playing around naturally. They also interacted warmly with the staff around them, creating a relaxed and enjoyable atmosphere. There was no indication that they were distancing themselves or behaving differently when cameras were not focused on them. Ultimately, the strongest impression he took away was that both Jimin and Jungkook appeared kind, friendly, humble, and sincere. More than anything, what stood out to him was how natural their relationship seemed when no cameras were recording. According to him, those simple behind-the-scenes moments were the most memorable. If a simple story from someone who once worked alongside BTS is enough to spark major debates, perhaps the issue is no longer about what was actually said. It may be that some people feel uncomfortable because his observations happen to align with what many others have seen for years. At the end of the day, he was not building theories, promoting narratives, or trying to convince anyone of anything. He was simply sharing his personal experience and what he directly witnessed. Amid these discussions, another topic emerged and once again sparked speculation. Taehyung recently uploaded a video showing himself, Jungkook, and Jin riding together in an airport shuttle. The three members appeared relaxed and were simply enjoying the ride. The clip was shared through Taehyung's Instagram story and immediately caught fans' attention. Most fans viewed the video as a simple friendship moment among BTS members. However, as often happens, some people attempted to build a specific narrative around the brief clip. Some Taekookers began claiming that Jungkook sitting beside Taehyung was proof that Jungkook had chosen to be with Taehyung. Others used the video to support theories they had believed for years. However, when viewed objectively, the clip simply shows three BTS members traveling together. There is no statement, gesture, or context that directly supports the conclusion that Jungkook was choosing anyone. The fact that Jungkook, Taehyung, and Jin were in the same airport shuttle cannot be used as evidence to prove any particular narrative. This type of situation is not new within the fandom. Photos or videos lasting only a few seconds are often overanalyzed to support theories that people already believe. As a result, simple and enjoyable moments sometimes become unnecessary sources of debate. In the end, not every photo, short video, or brief conversation should be treated as evidence for a theory. More often than not, the reality is much simpler than the narratives circulating on social media. Whether it's the airport conversation, the testimony of someone who worked alongside BTS, or the latest video that sparked new speculation, it's important to consider the full context before drawing conclusions. What do you think? Are the claims being circulated supported by strong evidence, or are they based more on interpretations and assumptions? Share your thoughts in the comments while remaining respectful toward one another. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications so you never miss the latest videos from Jikook Moments. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.